Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Guiding Traveler. I believe the world is meant to be explored, sometimes most powerfully on our own. There's a unique magic to solo travel, a freedom, a deep connection to the world, to yourself. But with that freedom comes a responsibility to ourselves to travel smart and travel safe. It's the foundation upon which great adventures are built. Safety shouldn't be a barrier. The very first thing I do before any solo trip, before the wheels of the plane even leave the tarmac, is create a lifeline back home. This isn't about being tethered or controlled, it's about being smart. I always share a detailed copy of my itinerary with at least one, usually two, trusted people. This could be a parent, a sibling, a very close friend. Someone I know is reliable and who cares about my well-being. I include everything: flight numbers and times names and addresses of my accommodations for every night, confirmation numbers for bookings, tours, or specific activities I've booked. I use a simple shared document, like a Google Doc, so I can update it in real time if my plans change, which, as any traveler knows, they often do. That way, my contact always has the most current info about where I'm supposed to be. This practice brings me an incredible sense of peace. If something were to go wrong, or I go silent for an unusual amount of time, someone knows exactly where to start looking. It's a safety net that operates silently in the background, allowing me to explore with greater freedom. Beyond the initial document, I make it a habit to check in regularly. Not a long call every day, a quick text is enough. Arrived safely in Lisbon, all is well. Heading out to hike today, we'll check in tonight. We agree on a rough frequency beforehand so they know what to expect. This communication is a two-way street of reassurance. It reassures my loved ones that I am okay, and it reassures me that there's a thread connecting me back to safety. It's the ultimate act of self-care for the solo traveler, and non-negotiable. Your accommodation is your home base, your sanctuary on the road. Where you choose to lay your head at night can fundamentally shape your entire experience in a new place, and more importantly, it can drastically affect your safety. That's why I put a significant amount of time and energy into researching neighborhoods before I even think about booking a room. I never, ever book accommodation blindly based on price alone. A cheap room in an unsafe area is a cost I'm never willing to pay. I use travel blogs, YouTube videos, forums like Reddit to get a general feel for the city's layout. Once I've identified a few promising neighborhoods, I zoom in. I use Google Maps and its Street View feature to take a virtual walk around. Does the area look well maintained? Are there cafes, shops, restaurants nearby, suggesting there will be people around at different times of day? One of the most powerful safety tools you have as a solo traveler is the ability to become a chameleon, to blend into your surroundings so seamlessly that you don't register as an outsider. When you stand out, you can inadvertently paint a target on your back. You signal that you're unfamiliar with the area, potentially lost. This starts with your clothing. Before I pack, I do some research on the local dress code. I look at photos and videos of people in that city to see what they're wearing day to day. The aim is for respectful and low-key. Opt for neutral colors, avoid loud logos, avoid flashy brand names. Leave expensive jewelry at home. In more conservative countries, cover your shoulders, cover your knees. Beyond what you wear, it's about how you carry yourself. Walk with purpose and confidence, even when you're not entirely sure where you're going. If you need to check a map, step into a cafe or step into a shop to do it, rather than standing bewildered on a street corner with your phone out. Your behavior also plays a crucial role. Be mindful of your volume in public spaces. Tourists often speak more loudly than locals. Try to observe and match the local energy. This isn't about losing your personality. It's about being a respectful and observant guest. Ultimately, blending in is a form of proactive defense. It's about managing perceptions. When you look like you belong, you project an aura of confidence that makes you a less appealing target for pickpockets or scammers. They are looking for the easiest mark, someone who looks lost, overwhelmed, distracted. By mastering the art of invisibility, you take yourself out of that category and free yourself to observe the world rather than being the one who is observed. In today's world, your smartphone is arguably your single most important safety tool. It's your map, your translator, your link to emergency services, your connection to your support network back home. A dead phone can leave you feeling incredibly vulnerable, isolated, literally lost. That's why keeping my phone charged is a non-negotiable top-tier priority every day on the road. It's as essential as carrying my passport or wallet. My strategy is multi-layered. First, I never leave accommodation without my phone at 100% battery. I plug it in the moment I walk in the door in the evening so it's ready by morning. Layer 2, the power bank. A reliable, fully charged power bank is essential. Not a tiny one that gives a 20% boost, but a substantial one that can recharge my phone 2-3 times. Before leaving my home country, I have a data plan. Sometimes an international plan, but more often a local SIM as soon as I arrive. SIMs are usually inexpensive, give you a local number and plenty of data. With internet, I can call a rideshare, look up a safe route home, translate a menu, or contact my family in an emergency, anytime, anywhere. Exploring the local nightlife. Trying a regional wine. Enjoying a beer with fellow travelers can be a fantastic part of the travel experience. I'm not here to tell you that you should never have a drink. However, as a solo traveler, your relationship with alcohol needs to be one of extreme mindfulness and caution. When you're in an unfamiliar environment, your wits and your instincts are your primary lines of defense, and alcohol dulls both. The simple truth is that being intoxicated makes you vulnerable. My personal rule is to always stay in control. I know my limits, and I make a conscious decision to stay well within them, especially when I'm by myself. For me, this often means limiting myself to 1 or 2 drinks over the course of an evening. The goal is to enjoy the flavor and the social atmosphere, not to become inebriated. I avoid accepting drinks from strangers, no matter how friendly they seem. I always buy my own drinks directly from the bartender, and I try to watch them being made. Once I have my drink, I never leave it unattended. If I need to go to the restroom or step outside for a moment, I either finish it first or I leave it and buy a new one when I get back. Choosing the right venue is also key. I gravitate towards well-lit, reputable-looking bars or restaurants, often places that were recommended by my hotel staff or have excellent online reviews. I tend to avoid dark, seedy-looking dive bars or overly crowded clubs where it's easy to get separated from your senses and your belongings. It's about placing yourself in environments where you feel comfortable and where help would be readily available if you needed it. Ultimately, this isn't about deprivation, it's about prioritization. My priority is my safety and my ability to fully experience my travels. By staying clear-headed, I ensure that I am always the one in charge of my own story, my own adventure, and my own safety. One of the quickest ways to ruin a trip is to have your valuables stolen. Losing your passport, phone, money can turn a dream vacation into a logistical nightmare. That's why I operate with a fortress mentality when it comes to my important items. When I'm exploring for the day, I never carry all my valuables in one place. I distribute them. I might keep some cash in my wallet in my bag and 1 credit card in the same wallet. I also keep a backup credit card hidden elsewhere, and more cash tucked away, maybe in a secret pocket in my jacket or a money belt worn under my clothes. My day bag itself is a key part of my defense. I've invested in a high-quality anti-theft backpack. They are made from slash-proof material, have hidden zippers that often lock or clip shut, and sometimes contain RFID blocking pockets to protect your credit cards from being scanned. The second part of the fortress strategy is utilizing the security of your accommodation. As soon as I check into a hotel or hostel, the first thing I look for is the safe. My passport almost always lives in the safe. Any extra cash goes into the safe, backup credit cards go into the safe, and my laptop often lives in the safe. This next tip is less tangible than buying a lock or sharing an itinerary, but honestly, the most important safety tool you possess. It's your intuition. That gut feeling, that little voice, that sudden sense of unease. Your intuition processes thousands of tiny cues. Body language, tone of voice, someone's gaze, the general atmosphere of a place faster than conscious thought. When something feels off, your brain has detected a potential threat, even if you can't explain it. Don't dismiss that feeling. I walked away from situations that seemed fine. I left conversations that felt uncomfortable. I crossed the street to avoid someone. I paid for a meal I didn't eat because the place felt unsafe. It can feel awkward. We're conditioned to be polite. Unlearn that when safety is at stake. Your safety is more important than being polite. If a taxi route feels wrong, speak up and get out. If someone asks too many personal questions, make an excuse and leave. You don't owe anyone your time. Have a ready excuse. I'm sorry, I have to go meet my friend. Practice makes your instincts louder and clearer. It's your bodyguard on the road. Never apologize for leaving a place where you feel unsafe. Never feel guilty for choosing your well-being. Your intuition is your superpower. Honor it, and it will keep you safe. Getting from point A to point B is a fundamental part of travel, but how you do it can have major safety implications. Hopping into the wrong vehicle can, at best, lead to you being ripped off, and at worst, put you in a very dangerous situation. My rule is simple. I only use official, reputable, and verifiable transport. When I arrive at an airport or a train station, I completely ignore the crowd of people shouting, "Taxi, taxi," and trying to solicit passengers. In many parts of the world, ride-sharing apps like Uber, Lyft, Grab, Bolt. The app tracks your journey via GPS, which means there's a digital record of your route. You know the price up front, so there's no haggling or getting scammed. And most importantly, you get the driver's name, their photo, and their license plate number before they even arrive. In our hyper-connected world, it's natural to want to share the incredible moments of our travels with friends and family back home. Social media can be a wonderful way to document your journey and stay in touch. However, as a solo traveler, you need to be incredibly strategic about what you share, and more importantly, when you share it. The most important rule I follow is to post with a delay. I never ever post a photo or a story with a tag of my current real-time location. That amazing photo from the stunning viewpoint, the selfie at the entrance to your hotel. I wait to post them until after I've left that location. It might be a few hours later or even the next day. By posting about that dinner the next morning with the caption, "Last night's amazing dinner," you share the experience without compromising your immediate safety. My final essential tip is to prepare an emergency contact list before you even leave home. This isn't just about having your mom's number on speed dial. The very first thing I do is look up the local equivalent of 911. I save this number in my phone's contacts under a clear name like emergency, country name, so it's instantly accessible. The next crucial contact is your country's embassy or consulate. They are your lifeline in serious situations, like if you lose your passport or are a victim of a serious crime or get arrested. I save their phone number. I save their physical address. I also add the contact information for my travel insurance provider. I compile all of this information and write it down on a small physical card or piece of paper. So there you have it, my 10 essential pillars of solo travel safety. These aren't rules designed to scare you or limit you. It's the complete opposite. They are the tools that will empower you, that will give you the confidence to say yes to adventure, to wander a little further, to connect with the world on your own terms. Safety isn't the absence of risk. It's the presence of preparation. Traveling solo is one of the most rewarding and transformative experiences a person can have. Thank you so much for watching and for sharing this time with me. Please remember to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's next. Travel safe, travel smart, and never stop exploring.